Welcome back, everyone. Lostboys Cypher Circle, episode 39. 39. Fuck yeah. We're almost at our 40th episode, guys. This is the show where I bring artists on, whether they're poets or rappers or visual artists, or if you got like a story that you wrote and you want to share that, or just a conversation you want to have. This is the place where I bring all those people on here to share their feelings, free of judgment, free of any kind of bad vibes. We just hang out, chill, share our poetry, share our art, and it's just really cool. And it it's I like to say that it's my weekly therapy session because it really helps me no matter what kind of mood I'm in. As soon as the show starts, it's this big weight off my shoulders, and I hope that I can do that for the rest of you. So if you'd like to come join us for our weekly therapy session and talent show, message me at Dylan Lawler on Facebook, or on Gmail at lostboy420x@gmail.com. That's Dylan Lawler on Facebook, or lostboy420x at gmail.com. Also, don't forget to go follow us. Follow us on Facebook this week. Unfortunately, we are having some troubles with the servers, so I'm not entirely sure whether this is streaming to Facebook right now. People in the comment section will have to let me know whether it got sorted out or not. But you can also go follow us on YouTube, which we're live on YouTube right now. And then in a couple days, I will post the thing that we record tonight on Spotify, Apple, Google, iHeart, Pandora, all those good places that you find podcasts. So make sure you go follow us and check us out on that. Also, we got a little sister show to this show called Lostboys Presents Deep Cuts. It's the show where I bring on guests kind of more one-on-one instead of having a bunch of guests, and we kind of get to go deeper into their brains and their minds and whatnot, and talk about things on a deeper level because we have more time to converse one-on-one. It's a lot of fun. I'm actually recording 2 deep cuts. Yes, recording 2 deep cuts this week. So make sure y'all go check those out, and those will be also on Facebook in the videos section. You can find all these shows in the live section of that same Facebook channel, or sorry, YouTube. What am I saying? YouTube channel. YouTube channel, Lost Boys YouTube channel, or Dylan Lawler. Also, come springtime, and yesterday we actually just did our first test footage for this. Come springtime, there will be a show with me and my producer Brandon, called Lost Boys Presents Lost in the Woods. It's basically a outdoor adventure vlog where we take the GoPro outside, we hunt, we fish, we camp. Maybe we'll get a drone and get some drone shots at some point. It's going to be a lot of fun. Make sure y'all go check that out. We just did some test footage yesterday. We did our first fishing trip of the year. I didn't catch anything. Brandon broke his pole. But he did go back again today, I guess, without me, and he caught a trout. Is that right? So that's cool. But anyway, make sure y'all go stay tuned for that and follow us for that. And you can also donate to us on Cash App, Venmo, or PayPal. And they're all the same tag, LostBoy420X. Don't forget the X, like X-Men. And that concludes the advertising portion of what I have to say. Before I do get into the show, as always, guys, I like to give my trigger warning just to say that because this show is very much based around mental health and and it's our therapy session and that kind of stuff, there can be some triggering topics. Obviously, they're not meant to be triggering to anybody else. They're just a way for us to release and express ourselves. But if anybody is triggered, whether it's an artist or somebody watching, feel free to click out at any time. Nobody will fault you in the slightest. Piggybacking off of that, because it's a mental health kind of oriented show, I kind of always try to like reach out to people and let them know that they're not alone in the world. There are people that you can talk to, your friends, your family members, your co-workers. You don't think these people understand, but I guarantee you at least one of them does, and you can talk to them and they will listen. You can also text me, call me at any time. And then there's plenty of other people who have been on the show that would be more than happy to talk to you and help you and give you some guidance. So there's also more professional hotlines you can reach out to, such as 988 lifelinecrisis.com. They have trained professionals on hand on the website, or you can text them at 988. And they have trained professional on hand to give you some guidance and whatnot. There's also betterhelp.com, and what they do is they hook you up with a therapist in like 2 days, I think. And if you're not comfortable with the therapist, they'll switch it out until you find someone you like. So I hope some people can go find some help there and get some guidance and whatnot. And yeah, I appreciate you guys for watching. Let's get into the show. Tonight, our first guest coming right out of the gate with some fire bars. Don't even need to introduce him, as I always say, because he's basically my co-host at this point. I mean, I don't know what you want me to tell you. KC is coming out here. He's a poet. He's an MC. Y'all can go follow him on TikTok at KC790, and he's just one of the best things that ever happened in this show, man. Let's get him up here.
Like, you don't even notice my look is corrosive. It hates the emotions contorting the cursive. Speaking aloud to the anger, each word as long as 9 millimeters. I'm speaking to creatures whose features are leeching. I'm breaching and bangs. The sounds so contorted, components are breaking. Like, you don't even notice the throat is burning, the crocus it's leaving, that anger condensing, leaking a spit from the brain, creating my rain. You don't even notice the acid it brings. You don't listen to reason. Okay, fine. Immaculate visions, my eyelids are open. I'm seeing the time. This contract is vivid. I'm seeing the lines. I know where to sign. Inadequate lesions causing this pain. It doesn't hurt when I lie with the devil. I'm eating all of the fruits. My proof is the knowledge. My proof is the paper I use to master the mind.
And that's just a preview. That's just a preview, guys. That's not even. It's not even his piece. That's not even what he's doing tonight. That's just a little. That was a warning shot right there. That's what that was. What's up, man?
Oh, not a whole lot, man. Not a whole lot. Feeling pretty good.
Hell yeah, dude. I can tell. I've been kind of texting you all day, and you've been. I haven't been so hype, and like you've definitely given me way more energy and hype than I had to like go at this show with. I was lagging a little bit, and like your energy kind of like brought me up. So I appreciate
Hell
that.
yeah, bro. Hell yeah. Good vibes all around.
Yeah, dude. Hell yeah, man. So I mean, I guess we'll get right into it. You got some bars tonight.
I got some bars.
I read them. You guys have seen a preview of this. If you go back, or people have been watching from the beginning, his first couple episodes, the flyer that I used was a clip of the piece he is about to do, and it's fire. It's just lyrical fucking it's lyrical lemonade or whatever the fuck. Yeah.
Dude, lyrical lemonade, bro. I like it. I'm
gonna get copyrighted. I should. But anyway,
yeah, probably.
It's fucking if you're, I mean, it is probably one of the more like lyrical. I mean, all your shit's like incredibly lyrical, but it's like one of the more like
this. It is complex as hell.
I'll let them hear it before I talk more about it. But yeah, man, it's just fire. But and make sure y'all go check out those past episodes to hear more of him and his shit. But anyway, I'm gonna drop myself out of here and let you get to it, man.
I'll expose what I'm used to. My alphabet's like building blocks too simple for me to use. Immature literature, I'll capture the immature, illiterate amateurs, then reiterate the lessons with vile confessions. Mile of contestants in my head. What voices do you use? Makes my spit turn vicious. What comes out invictus? Trust choices, not voices. My poisoned alphabet turns your face grand, and I done seen what's obscene. You can't escape when it comes to me. Go hard on the beat, you bob your head to me. Control you like I own you. Contain you so I'll drown you, convince so I don't care if I smack you or hurt you. If I snap, then I'll hit you with the back. My hand won't stop because I know you. It'll still blow through. Like I said, I'd own you. Break you at your knees. Try to walk away from me. Say a verse with more syllables than what's on my paper. Progressions are my professions. I keep them at bay for recollection and make my invocation convincing. My ritual confides inside what rhymes to decide. Mine I was left in my head. Every breath is fed. Everything I said is bred like rats. Words come out in viral packs then spread like the plague. And when it hits you, you'll fall quick. You'll be dead. I'm a visionary, brain lucid, I see pictures, mental convictions, relapse my intentions, collapse your instant visions and create a brain collision. Alienate your hearing till your mind freezes, till you catch your head weaving, bobbing, and seizing. I ain't leaving till I have you breathing heavy and waiting. Each Each word comes with a hearse. That means if you come at me, you'll find yourself in a verse. Lurch at me, I'll swing, bring you up off your knees, and then probably end you. My imagination spreads far. Words could stretch across nations. If they wasn't made in my brain's amalgamations, I spit acid with precision. You go flaccid with it, cause paralysis once you hear my analysis. Your face will feel these calluses when my hand drags across it and makes you buckle at the knees. You'll see me chuckle at the breeze. Ha ha ha, I'll sit and watch you freeze. Make your body seize up. I'm not here to appease you like a servant. I'll turn it around and make you feel inadequate and laugh at it. Take you by your neck and hear the snap from it. I kerosene light the gas and watch your ass get blasted. Don't make me expose what I'm used to. My alphabet's like building blocks, too simple for me to use. I stack them up to the ceiling, each letter's an insult. I don't entertain to amuse. I abuse concepts and twist the plot to infuse my DNA. Don't confuse the PMA. Honestly, I'm BAD to GOD. My ADHD doesn't HELP, so I'm stuck feeling MAD, stabbing angels to the DEAD. Call me a god for this creation. I'm feeling like Vulcan, hammer swinging, making my weapons. Whew.
Woo! Shit! Boy, you gonna get the fire department called on my show, bro. You gonna get the they about to burst up in here, fucking sirens and all. Shit, boy.
Oh my god.
All right. So personally, just because I've heard it so many times, my favorite part is like the part that you used for that flyer back then, where it's like I go hard on the beat, you bob your head to me, like, but yo, that fucking spelling rhyme scheme at the end was so fucking fire, bro. That blew my fucking my ADHD doesn't HELP. DAD. Oh my god, bro, that was off the fucking hook. That was
hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah, I appreciate it.
That was tight, bro. That was insane.
Dude, those last bars, that spelling bars, man, I didn't add those till like recently. I mean, recently as in 6 months or so, right? But I have added to this song like 4 or 5 different times.
Yeah, no, I can tell. I feel like I've heard bits and pieces of it before, but like the way you brought it all together there too, and
it's so good.
And I mean, it was like you definitely, like I said, it was hype. It was for real. It brought the hype you were talking about for real.
Oof,
because
next one I do, it's gonna be a little bit different than that one, but I had to start off with that one because that's like a tongue twister. So that was my warm up.
Fuck yeah, dude! You gotta get it rolling. Gotta get it rolling off the tongue. I feel you, bro.
Hell yeah.
That was sick, bro. Just lyrical fucking every time, man. You just bring the fucking juice. You got that juice, yo. All right, let me see what these other artists have to think of. Well, God, you can't even talk. Had to say about you, what they think about your piece. EXO, what do you think, man?
That shit was dope. That shit was dope. I don't remember last. I don't remember if you remember last time when I heard you spit, but I did say I do like the way you chain spit, like how you build your lyrics up. This shit is dope.
I appreciate you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, go ahead.
The way you added, like how Dylan said, the way you added the like spelling. It was called literate, right?
Literate.
That was the name of the piece. Literate. The way you added the letters into that piece was.
Oh yeah,
I'm tired right now, so I can't.
I couldn't.
But
I see. Whenever I named it literate, I didn't have the spelling bars, right? And then I named it literate, and I was like, why did I even name this? So then I had to give it a reason. You know what I mean? Like, so I had to do some sort of spelling.
You put the LIT in literate.
Hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah.
Oh, there's so much violent ego in it, and it just keeps coming at you. I almost felt assaulted by it. Wonderful.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
That there's so much passion in them that you're like pushed back by it.
Oh yeah.
He did say at one point, if you come at me, you might end up in a verse or some shit. He did say that.
There you go. There you go.
It was a little bit of a shot. Yeah. Nah, man, that was
Oh,
that
yeah.
was fire. That was fire. Thank you. Thanks
Hold on,
for
my
sharing
kids are
that with us,
freaking out.
bro. Yeah,
I'll
let's
still
take
be here. I'll be right back. I gotta go take care of my kids real
props for
fast.
fucking genius. You're good, man. I'm gonna drop you out of here and get to the next artist anyway. All right, guys. That being said, our There we go. Our next artist for tonight. She's been on here a few times. Miss Skedaddle. She's a visual artist. By visual, I mean like painting, drawing, digital art, that kind of thing. She does it all, and she's amazing at it. And I've known her for I think like 6 years now. It's going on a long time. Not only one of my best artists, but one of my best friends. You can follow her on Twitter at skedaddles_art. That's SKEDADDLES_art. On Instagram at x.skedaddlesart.x. And yeah, I believe that's it. Let's get her up here. And that was me on the air drums and Brendan on the air guitar. What's up?
Oh my God. I get hit with like random bouts of exhaustion, so I'm very tired right now. But it'll go away in about 10 minutes.
I feel you. I understand. Trust me. It's part of the adulting experience. Unfortunately, you just
I don't like it.
look. Why the fuck am I tired? Like wait till you go to get a snap and you go to get a snack from the fridge and you're like, why did my knee hurt all of a sudden?
That's been an issue since I was like 6. So
yeah. No, I know. I feel you. And we're probably angering some people much older than us by complaining about it.
No, and that's the thing. You're too young. That's why I'm going to UT. Like my doctors, you're too young to have all that pain. Why do you think I'm here?
That's fair.
Why do you think I'm here?
That makes sense. Yeah, that is fair. Yeah. Oh, anyway, it's been a while since we had you. Like it's great to have you back. I think it was maybe the Halloween episode.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
or
Halloween
no,
episode.
There was one after that.
One after that? Yeah, I lose track.
So,
we're on 39, which 39 weeks doesn't seem like much, but you got to remember there's like 51 or 52 weeks in a year. Like we're going on a year anniversary. Our year anniversary is July 20th, I believe. God. The host of the show, and I don't even know my year anniversary. It's supposed to be the season 2 premiere too, and I think it's July 20th though. I'm pretty sure. Anyway,
we can look back and check.
Yeah, we'll and I remind me to talk to you about that too, because if you're available, I don't want to like put you on the spot on live camera or whatever, but if you're available, like I definitely want you on the 1 year anniversary.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say if I'm not there, I'll be offended.
Of the show.
I'll be
all right. Good. I'd be offended if you weren't offended. All right. I take offense to your offense.
I take offense to your offense on my offense. I win.
Shit. Well, all right. No offense. So what's the first piece you're gonna show us tonight?
On Ollie the Octopus. You named this one. I just
Ollie the Octopus.
Shout out to Dylan for this.
I did name it. Brandon, can you get my stuffed animal over there? Please. Yes, it's my stuffed animal. I bought it for myself. I'll fucking judge. His name is Ollie the Octopus. Okay, I work at Dollar General. I saw him and I was like, all right, I'm taking him. I'm taking him home and
No,
I'm gonna
but
wear
wait
him
till
as
you
a
look-
hat.
Wait till you see the color palette on my
Don't
octopus.
clip me.
It's low key. It's low key the same as that. That's going.
I'm popping it. I'm popping it up. I'm popping it up right now. This is Ollie the Octopus, and then this is Ollie the Octopus number 2.
I've never seen your stuffed animal before. That's cool. It's the same color scheme.
No, that's why I came up with it because I just named it. I just named him Ollie.
That's awesome.
I'm a child. I see. Here's the thing about, and I can't speak for all men, but like most of the ones that I know, right? Men don't grow up. We just grow old. Okay, we're just big children.
For everyone. That's for everyone. Women just have like this cute facade on them, so it's not seen as much. None of us fucking grow up.
Yeah, I feel you. I'm like, hey, you know what? That's part of the Lost Boys too. It's just Peter Pan forever.
Yeah.
Fucking
Oh my god, that's funny.
Peter Pan and the Lost Boys. Anyway, so tell us about this piece and how you drew it and where you came up with it and all the things.
I have a mild to moderate obsession with the ocean. I'm exhausted, so I can't really throw any facts at you at the moment except for jellyfish because I have that shit embedded in my brain. And I was just kind of sick of drawing the same things over and over. So I was like, boom, octopus from memory. I did this in about like 15, 20 minutes.
From memory, no fucking nothing up on the screen, no sketch, nothing. That's nice. That's crazy from memory. Wow.
When I tell you, I spend hours researching like just different sea creatures.
The thing that I like the most is how you found a way to make it look 3D. Like, for example, the topmost tentacle at the top, like from a flat perspective, it like you found it wouldn't look right, but you found a way to make it look like the tentacle is actually a curl. And likewise with the other tentacles, you found a way to make them like with the outlining you did around them, at least it looks like that's part of the magic of it is the outlining around it.
Oh, definitely.
You did a great job.
A
of
magician
making
never shares her tricks.
Pop off, right? You did a great job of making like pop off the screen and feel 3D. And also like it's in motion, like the octopus is moving through the water at that moment. And he also kind of looks like fucking. He looks like a little guilty or like a deer in headlight. Like he looks like you caught him doing something. I don't know. He just looks like a little, like maybe I don't know what you caught him doing, but it looks like he's like.
You made me ink.
Oh, me? You made me. You made me ink. Oh my god, that's from fucking Nemo. Oh my god, oh. Yo, but he does. He looks a little startled. He just looks a little. Me? Oh, me?
He took a little bit too much of his ADHD medication this morning.
Has anyone seen my Adderall? Has anyone seen my Adderall? I'm losing it, man. I don't know which tentacle is which. No, but yeah, no, I love it. And also not like just all elements of the way you made it pop because it's 3D. It looks like it looks 3D. It looks like it's moving, and also like his scalp is like shiny, like it. You like it's getting a ray of sun. I didn't know you could erase colored
pencil until here.
Like it's getting. Oh yeah, I mean, why wouldn't you be able to?
I don't know. You can't erase crayons.
All right. Anyway, that's wax. No, that's different. That's completely different. I don't know. You're the artist. Listen, the only thing I know about pens, I'll write my stuff in a crayon on a napkin. The freaking what I'm writing with or the paper I'm writing on does not matter to me. So I have no idea about this kind of stuff.
All right. I have to look up what colored pencil.
I fucking scribble shit on my hand with a Sharpie when I have to. Like that's That's where I'm at. So, but anyway, the other thing is I thought it was an interesting choice for like the solid shade for the water. It makes it feel like a very
It's not supposed to
deep.
be water.
It's like a deep where the what? Okay, what is it?
It's just background.
It's
So
just the
this
background?
wasn't
Well, I
like
just assumed it was
this
water.
wasn't supposed to be like a actual full piece. It was really just me doodling, trying to get out of an art block. But now that you bring it up, it does look
some of my coolest pieces that I've done, or that I think personally, are me trying to get out of a writing block. So, usually sometimes that's where the best shit comes from, and I say usually because that's usually where my best shit. My shit usually starts out something like, "I can't write. My life is garbage." Blah blah blah. Like that's how my shit usually starts.
Imagine that, but drawing's insane.
Yeah, But you know
draw
what?
myself little trash cans and shit.
Anything to get the like creative juices moving again. Anything to get it flowing. Like you. But yeah, no, that's sick. I'm gonna get these other artists up here and see what they think about it. My man Caleb, what do you think, man? I'm gonna get this out of here so that you guys have looked at it for long enough, right? So that we can see everybody.
I don't even know how to critique art. It looks cool. It looks cool. I don't know how to critique art. Okay, I'm pretty bad at it. All right, but because I don't really look at a lot of art, so I can't really make a valid judgment. But it looks cool. I like the way it looks. I like that it's based off of like Ollie the octopus. Like, was that just named like that because of his octopus?
I didn't see his stuffed animal at all. Like I had made that drawing maybe like a month and a half prior to this.
She sent it to me. She sent it to me, and she said that it was unnamed, or she was just calling it octopus, and I was like, Ollie the octopus.
It has to be.
I just can't. I don't know.
Animal on live, and it's the same color scheme. Like that's awesome. That's awesome.
And you do that with colored pencil?
Yep. Crayola.
Oh my god.
Word. Exo, I want to hear what you got to say about it, because you are also a digital artist yourself.
Yes, I am. So first of all, I definitely gotta give you kudos for doing 2D, doing all traditional. That was all color pencil, correct?
Yeah.
How long did it take you to do that? Because the shading is good. I like how you like the gradient going from what was that, like a blue going into like the pink and purple. I like the shading. How long did it take you to do that?
The like actual coloring bit probably took me maybe 2 hours in total. I very rarely finish my pieces in one go.
Right.
So like if we're going by technicality, it technically took me 2 days, but if we're going by like business hours, it probably took me like 2 hours.
Right. Like a person asks me like, how long does it take you to do a piece? I tell them like 2 to 3 days, but if you cut all the bullshit out, it takes like a few minutes to an hour. So yeah, I definitely get it. But no, yeah. it's definitely dope. Was that strictly made from just colored pencil? Was there any other medium that you might have used, like watercolors or any kind of pastels?
I want to get back into watercolors so bad, but right now at the moment I only have marker and colored pencils. So that was strictly colored pencil and like obviously like ink line work.
Nice. And that was from all memory, or did you do like look for references or anything like that?
Full memory. I don't really work with references, and I find if I work from a reference, I critique myself too hard, and then the piece comes out very bad. So I'm just trying too hard.
So when it comes to references, and then I use references often. They actually like literal lifesavers. They help. It's great doing it from memory. That's the equivalent of being an MC. You can write your ass off, but being able to freestyle is actually a good talent too. But using references helps with anatomy. So no matter what picture you do, whether it be a human or a creature, anything like that, in order to
So
break the rules, you can know what rules you're breaking. So looking at a reference does help a little bit.
So I do use references in that sense, and like those like little mannequins they used to have and all that.
Yeah.
I actually have an app on my phone that is one of those mannequins.
I have that shit too. I know exactly what you're talking about. It's fucking great. I love it. It helped. That shit helped.
It's
All
wonderful.
right, my
And
fault. I know they sat back like, damn, we supposed to be doing something. Nothing straight getting into our conversation. I apologize. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. No, that's what the show's about, man. It's about art. I love this kind of shit. I love when people connect over art and shit.
So I'm chilling. I'm chilling.
Randall, what do you think, man?
And what can I say? I love cephalopods, but like I feel you about the critique if you're looking too closely at the thing there. That's probably why I write a lot of fiction, because if I tried to write memoir, I'd really start to critique everything. But
like, that's not right. I shouldn't do this. Like,
yep. So I just never get the details quite as good as I want them. So I feel that there's something parallel there.
I'm super excited to hear your piece now. I love fiction pieces.
Hell yeah. Well, thank you for sharing that with us. And whoa, it's like gunshots or fireworks or something going on outside. Anyway, thanks for sharing that with us. We'll catch you again in a few minutes with your next piece.
All
right. And that, ladies and gentlemen, brings us to Mr. Randall, our newest member of the circle, our newest guest, Randall Green. He's an author, and I believe he writes poetry too, so he's a poet. You can follow him on Instagram at Randall. Randall N Green, O-N Green. I'm completely reading this wrong. It's like all jammed together. Sorry. I'll have him correct it. It's Instagram at Randall. I think it's just Randall Green. There might be a letter in between. I'm not sure. You can visit him at his author page or website, I should say, authorgreen.com. He also has another website where he interviews other writers and does his own kind of I don't know if it's like a podcast or what it is, but we'll hear more about it from him. And you can go follow that at helloauthor.substack.com. I'm going to play a flyer and get him up here. Hey, how you doing? Real quick. That's a new sound I'm trying out for flyers. You're the first person I've used that sound on. I've been using the other ones for a long time, and I thought it was time to switch it up. So everybody, let me know what you think of that one. I'm gonna start trying new ones. But yeah, thanks for being here, man.
Oh man, it's awesome. Thanks for having me. So listening to your show, it's a lot of fun.
Hey, yeah, man, I appreciate the support. And it's like, it's great when like you can come in here and immediately with people you don't even know, just catch a vibe and just be immediately interested in what they got going on and what they're doing and their technique and whatnot. And I love the energy, man. Like I said, this is why I do the show. And
Yeah.
I love bringing new guests on too.
Sometimes it's so insular, it's just poets, just fiction writers, or it's just writers, just visual artists. So this is just a breath of fresh air. So thank you so much for this, Dylan. So
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think that's the one thing that, like, if I had this, like, and trust me, I've been on a lot of those other shows and they're great. But that's the one thing that Lostboys sets itself apart is we're kind of all inclusive. We welcome everybody. You know what I mean? Writers, poets, all that shit. So, yeah, I appreciate you for noticing that, man. That's hell yeah.
Yeah.
So, tonight you I mean, well, actually you're a new guest on the show. Everybody else has already been kind of like, they know about them and they've been here before, but if you want to tell us a little bit about yourself and what you got going on, by all means.
Oh yeah. So if you're not if you're actually watching this rather than listening on like Spotify or something, that was a picture of me with my daughter. So I'm a full-time dad during the day, work weekends, and 1 or 2 nights during the week. So I get to stay home with her all day. So outside of writing, that is pretty much my life. She's 2, so I'm looking forward to her getting to the age of your son, right? 5.
Yeah, about 5, yeah.
About 5, yep.
He just she just turned 5. I'm tired. He
That-
just turned 5. But yes, no, I mean, the thing that I've noticed the most about like having children around like that age as an artist is like they just fill you with this like this pure joy and this pure innocence that like especially me as my kind of art and the stuff that I make, it tends to be very dark and like there needs to be a little bit of light and balance in your life, and children are just such a great like, even when like sometimes when I'm struggling to write something, like sometimes he'll just say something and it's just like, that saying from the mouth of babes. It's essentially what that means for anyone who doesn't know is it's just like sometimes when it comes from the mouth of a child, it's just like so innocent but just so real, and just like they give you they humble you in a way that nobody else can. They just humble you in and they're so great artistically, in my opinion, is just like it not I mean chill, but also just any members of your family or people you love is like that's great artistically, is to just feed off them and like have them be your rock and your solid place and where you like pull your inspiration from. So that's really great. And I love, because I asked, because all right, my mom, and this was obviously early 2000s growing up, she didn't want my face on the internet at all. And so that's why I asked you. I was like, if you want, I can remove her, but I was actually kind of happy when you kept her in, because like you sent me 2 pictures, and that one you had like this big genuine smile on your face, and I wanted to capture like I wanted to capture you at your happiest, at your and seeing like what was causing that happiness, like, and having to cut it out of the picture wouldn't have been right. So I'm glad you decided to keep her in the picture. That was great.
Yeah. There are plenty of photos of me and my daughter on my Instagram at Randall Eldon Green. That's Green with an E at the end. So that's I have other social media, but it's not important. Don't really post there. So if you do want to keep up with like my reading and writing life, that's where I do all of that. theauthorgreen.com. That's where I'll post a blog thing once in a while, but you can find like everything I've ever published. A lot of it is available online, so you can find that there as well. And then the Hello Author, I did want to, you said I'd say something about that, so I probably should. That is just me interviewing writers. Typically, we're talking about one book. We might go off on different tangents. It's I do these interviews by email. Sometimes we'll like email back and forth for like 2 months. It just sort of depends on the writer and what's going on. So I just love building a board, talking about writing.
That's interesting. It's kind of like, have you heard of Discord?
Yeah.
That I haven't. I'm planning on like setting up a Discord at some point for the Lost Boys channel, which would be really cool. But from the sounds of it, it's like, the way I understand it, it's a way for like artists to connect with one other artist and also their fan base, and just like have like an open conversation, like through text or whatever. I'm not exactly sure how the app works.
Yeah, I've been part of a book club. There's a wonderful, I guess, he probably wouldn't like the term intellectual, but he likes a guy. He goes by the handle Waste Mailing List. It's a reference to Thomas Pynchon's Crying of Lot 49. And I've done a read along of Terra Nostra, a really dense, thick book, which is kind of his MO. And that's kind of what he used it for, just to talk about this one book. And we just did a read along, had discussions, and probably helped a lot of people get through what otherwise might have been an almost impossible book to tackle.
Yeah, I mean, it always that's part of the reason I do this, or the main reason I do this is like just getting feedback from other artists. It can help. It can transform your piece into something else, or give you just ideas about, things to write about that you just never fucking had before, that are just like, crazy. And that's the best thing about, like, I think that about the internet nowadays is the worst thing is the toxicity and all the, just, you can't go in any comment section without people just arguing over a fucking cup of water and calling each other and their mothers bad names and stuff. But the best thing about the internet, in my opinion, is it is the best day and age to connect artistically.
Right.
Like, we are at an art, like, as far as the internet goes, we are at an artistic high point. And it is the best time for us to connect.
And you can find other artists and an audience, which is, always been hard for artists to find. And luckily on the internet, there's going to be somebody who likes your work. I mean, that there is, no matter what you're making.
Right. Everybody's got a thing. Somebody's into something, Yeah. That it's OnlyFans works kind of the same way. Everybody's into something, But yeah, I mean, like, and that's the thing too, is one of the realizations I had with this show is, like you said, bringing all those different art forms is, like, the breath of fresh air you're talking about is kind of like it's we're able to have that freedom and be open in that way. You know what I mean? And that's really the beauty of it, is like because I don't just get inspiration from, now I write mainly poetry and rap. I do write some fiction stories. I haven't worked on them in quite a while, but I do write a bit of fiction. But I have gotten inspiration from Skedaddle with her physical drawings. I've gotten inspiration from, just everybody in different ways. It doesn't even have to be your art form. You can absorb the inspiration from it. And that's really what's so great about it too.
Yeah, the energy, absolutely absorbing the energy, even if it's like something I never write, and I can't draw, but oh my gosh, I follow so many artists on Instagram because, like, that it's inspiring. So that's what I love about the internet. Plenty of stuff I could complain about, but don't want to bring that to the table.
Well, all right, man. Well, make sure y'all go check out his blog if you want to hear him complain some more. So yeah, go check out his blog on his website, and go check out his interview. That's a really cool format that you do too. Like, that's much different than anything I've heard of. It's like almost like a pen pals. Like, you get to read like a pen pal kind of format. That's really cool.
Harris Review interviews might be familiar with some people. I guess it's similar to that. If you're looking for an analog before you decide to time and checking it out.
Okay, yeah, cool. Well, yeah, no. Everybody, make sure y'all go check that out. What is the you're only going to be reading one piece for us tonight, right?
Right. I'm going to be reading a short story. It was published in 2011 in VLP magazine, which is defunct now, but it was published as the second place winner of a 3-hour fiction writing contest. So they sat us all down, like, I don't know how many people there were, like 30 or so. And sat us down and had computers that had no internet. We had no internet, no dictionaries. And they said, okay, 3 hours, write a story where bucket of styrofoam plays some sort of central role. And oh boy, that I remember the girl beside me. She was like, "Are you kidding me?" And needless to say, she walked out very unhappy by the end of it. Me,
Those
yeah, I started writing a story, and then halfway through our time, I had this idea for this other story. Started writing that, and I was like, "This is a bad idea, bad idea." It turned out to be a good idea. I deleted the first thing, whatever the heck that was. I don't even remember now, and ended up with Things That Fall.
hell yeah. So things that fall. That yeah, no, those are some of the best. Like sometimes when you get those weird, wacky, like, oh my god, this is impossible. I can't fucking do this. Those writing prompts, one of my favorite, and I always tell this. I don't know if I've told the story on this show before, but one of my favorite that I've ever gotten is I was in a writing class. I think it was my either junior or senior year of high school, and my writing teacher, who I was in great terms with at the time, like he's one of the best people, not even just writers, but people I've ever met. Shout out to Harry Jones. But he gave me this writing prompt, or the whole class this writing prompt, and it was write a story with nothing but dialogue. Zero, you can use zero the only exposition you are allowed to use is he said, she said, he did, she did. That is it. That is your and he's like, I don't care if it has an ending. It can end on a cliff if you want to, right? It can end falling off a cliff, right? And that's what he said to me. So I wrote a story that I called Cliff of Dialogue. I swear to God, it was a brother talking another brother from jumping off of a cliff, and at the end of the thing, the last line of dialogue is, "Wait, no." And then it's inferred that he does it, but there's no exposition to tell you that he jumps off the cliff. So my teacher gets it and he reads it and he puts it down on his desk and he looks at me and he goes, I didn't mean literally. I did. But hey, you know what? Sometimes that's the best shit. That's the best shit.
You know,
So
two things here I have to say. One is that this is why learning something like a poetic form or giving yourself approaching a story through a writing exercise can actually give you more creativity, because that sort of like, oh, you aren't allowed to do everything. You have to be more creative. You have to MacGyver the story. And what you said about dialogue, that's fascinating. In 2018, I challenged myself to write one story completely in dialogue every week for that year. And actually, my next book, my first book, is Descriptions of Heaven, published by Harvard Square Editions, like back in 2016. But my next book will be published by Corona Samizdat, one of my favorite small press publishers. And it's that collection of dialogue-only stories. There's nothing else but dialogue. There's not even dialogue tags. No he said, she said, only words of only spoken words.
that is insanity, dude. Okay, I've done this once, and it was I would say a page at 11 font, so somewhere around 500 to 800 words. You've done it. You've written almost a whole fucking book of just wow. That is insanity.
Yeah, with edits, rewrites, and additions, it's going to be 50 altogether. But yeah, it's 50 of them. So some are quite short, some are longer. So just sort of depends.
Wow, that is crazy. I'm glad I brought that up because I'm excited to check that out. So I'm glad I brought that up so you could tell me about that.
Yeah.
Make sure you message me in Messenger and like tell me more about that and when it's coming out and whatnot.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, I will.
Hell yeah. All right. Well, I'm gonna drop myself out of here. I said I'd get you out of here by 10, so we got about 10 minutes before I don't make good on my promise. But I'll drop myself out of here and let you get to it.
All right. Things That Fall. Do you remember the first bucket that dropped from the sky that day? Of course you do. There was a little red slide and a smaller yellow one. On the monkey bars, the boys were bleeding their anima and building machismo, holding on, straining their arms, callousing their hands, calling out to their fathers who watched beyond the wood-logged border of the playground that enframed a soil of little rocks. Girls flew off swings, dresses fluttering in their free falls, and their mothers clapped each time they landed intact. A drove of children spun on a crude little merry-go-round with chipped yellow paint and weathered wooden benches. The screams then were that of the children, happy and at play. When the first one fell, a frisson of running ensued. It landed by a little one digging in the rocks with a plastic orange shovel. Were you looking at the child when it fell next to him? Pebbles splashed all around the bucket, as if for a second these solid pieces of earth were water. The child started crying as a swirl of pink, green, yellow, and white styrofoam packing peanuts blew around him. The kid's mother ran and grabbed him in her arms, hefting him up and away from the interloper of her child's play. The children ran too, wanting to see the bucket, picking up the little pieces of styrofoam that were already spreading out like a colorful, oily river. Some took handfuls of the styrofoam and put them in their pockets as children do with things that interest them. One of the older boys grabbed the tin bucket by its handle. The bucket was dented and shined in the sun. The adults looked around the park, most with only mild concern, wondering who threw the bucket of styrofoam and making sure that their children kept the packing peanuts out of their mouths. Of course, as you know, this was only the beginning. With the first bucket, no one thought to look upward toward the aerial origins of that strange tin missile. When the second bucket fell, some saw it coming down. It smashed onto a little rope-railed, wood-plank bridge that stood a few feet above the ground, meant to safely sway when children ran across it. There was screaming this time, wood splinters flying into a young one's face, another scared by the reverberating clink of tin on wood at a deadly velocity. When it hit, the bucket was upright. A plume of styrofoam peanuts exploded out of the top of the bucket. Then, in slow motion it seemed, they floated down like leaves, following the direction of the wind, scattering across the playground, and even into mouths agape with fear. People around there had seen strange things fall from the sky before. There were the occasional crop duster airplanes that for one reason or another went down into fields of corn or soybeans. There were also other things lifted by tornadoes and dropped later. It wasn't just cars, trees, and trash, but things like cows being dropped and crushing vehicles, and entire flocks of chickens, still alive but defeathered, miles away from the closest farm. Once, it so happened, hail fell from the sky as big as softballs, but this wasn't the amazing part. Encased in the balls of ice were frozen frogs. People brought them inside to photograph them, show them off, and let the ice melt. The little frogs sat on kitchen counters or in sinks, frozen stiff for hours. All at once, across the neighborhood, the frogs came to life, stretched their newly limber limbs, and began to hop about the houses, very much alive, and to the terror of some disinclined to let slimy, living amphibians into their homes. The frogs were not the most extraordinary of things to fall from the sky up to that point. Extraterrestrial debris had also made its debut in the area when a meteorite fell from the heavens. As the story is told, it came down on a farmer's house. The farmer was sitting on his porch in the evening, watching the pink sky paint his farm field. When it hit right next to him, cracking a beam holding up the porch canopy above. He sat there, stunned, looking at a type of rock that had no place in his experience up till then. The meteorite had skidded into his yard, and he walked over to it slowly, bent down to examine the thing, and just then, his porch collapsed. The farmer kept it for years before showing it to a scientist he met by chance while filling up his truck with diesel at a gas station. The scientist took a cantle of the rock, examined it, and told the farmer it was auriferous, and significantly so. All those years the farmer thought it to be an oddity, a good reason to tell his tale of near death. Call it serendipity or call it payment with interest for his broken porch, but the farmer was able to retire on the gold that meteorite contained. There was nothing good and everything malevolent about the buckets of styrofoam. After the second bucket, the parents began to walk forward, drawn toward that tin container. Do you remember how you all circled it as if it were an animal cowering under the threat of your clubs, but still dangerous, like it might suddenly jump for one of your throats? When everyone had surrounded it, sufficiently packed so all could see, the downpour began. The buckets fell from all around, splashing the playground in placid styrofoam colors. They fell on people's backs and their heads. Children were screaming, some freezing on the spot in mid-play and others dashing for cover. It was the very scene of pandemonium. You'll remember running around looking for your own child, the thump of a bucket hitting your right shoulder and your own vocalization of pain, even as you kept running, searching for your darling precious one. Some parents held their children under their arms and ran for the blacktop parking lot that shivered with waves of heat. In the distance, distorted by mirages, you could see them diving under cars and dodging the elongated chimera buckets. You found your child finally underneath the little yellow slide, crying. You held each other, waiting for the volley to end. Packing peanuts crunched underneath your feet, and others joined you, cramming in, seeking for themselves the slide's safety. When it was over, buckets littered the ground. They were on their sides, upright and upside down. Most were dented from the impact with the earth, each other, or whatever they hit. 1,008 buckets of styrofoam total, the newspaper would report. The styrofoam killed birds and also little mammals in the days following the incident. The park closed for cleanup, but there were so many styrofoam peanuts that even after winter, more were found during the spring melt. It was lucky, the police said, that there were no deaths. There were, however, lacerations, bruised faces, and concussions, to list a few of the common injuries. You'll remember the parking lot and the cars. The windshields on all were cracked, if not smashed entirely into shards. A number of those who had tried to flee for shelter in or underneath their vehicles had to have glass picked out of their skin. Hardly anyone was fit to drive, and nearly all the banged-up cars contained too much glass anyway. Do you remember later, the anger? How could this happen? Who was responsible? Everyone wanted to know these things. There were investigations from federal authorities and air traffic controllers. They thought maybe it was a low-flying plane that had flown below radar. Theories abounded. What use is a bucket of styrofoam? Were there foiled plans to hide drugs in them? Or perhaps it was eco-terrorism? But if so, by who and to what purpose? There were no answers, only conjecturing. Recall how, years later, you found in your child's old bedroom several styrofoam peanuts. They were in the back of a dresser drawer, obviously stored there as a memento or souvenir. You took them out and felt their strange popcorn-like texture. Their colors hadn't changed from that of your memory. They squeaked slightly when you held them, just as they squeaked underfoot back in the playground. You put your hands together, the styrofoam in between, and rubbed them together until they broke apart into little pieces that fell out of your hands and onto the floor. They were pink, green, yellow, and white, but they were small, and you kicked them away and vowed not to be scared anymore.
Dude, that was sick. That was so cool. And like how you took a fucking bucket. First of all, I took notes. So there's a few things that I want to hit on, but how you took a bucket of packing peanuts and you made it so intense, and like you made it like you made me fear for my life. Like you talked about Caleb's shit being an attack. Like that was an attack. That was a fucking, I felt, and that's also due to your fantastic job as a narrator. You just have this, like, the way you read it was amazing. It stressed all the right, like, emotions, and made you intense in the right spots, or made you feel like it was intense and like in the right spot. Like, fantastic narration. And I listen to, I'm somebody who listens to a lot of Audible. and I always have since I was like very young. So I'm definitely, and I can't listen to a book if the narrator sucks. I can't. I don't care how good the book is. I can't listen to it. And you did fucking tastic. A couple things that it reminded me of was so there is this, it's a movie series, but it's also a book series. And the book series is Wave 1, Wave 2, Wave 3, Wave 4, and Wave 5, and it's about an alien invasion and apocalypse. And the movie, I believe they only made one movie, and it's called Wave 5. They just summed it all up into one thing, because movies do that and they suck. Yeah, and then they draw the Hobbit out in the 3 movies, and no one understands it. But anyway, I digress. No, it reminded me of the Wave 5. That movie, or that movie and the book, is narrated by this girl living through the apocalypse, and kind of she starts at like where she was in high school, and like the things that started happening on the news, and how like the slow progression of like the and the way you were describing it. It reminded me a lot of that. The toads, and also that's another thing. The toads reminded me of the beginning.
Frogs
So my
the
what's that?
the frogs that were frozen in the hail. Is that?
Oh, the frogs. Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I mean. Frogs. So one of my favorite book series is the Dresden Files. If you don't know about it, you should definitely check it out. It's a modern day wizard. He's kind of he's a smart ass. He's kind of a geek. It's funny. It's very it's one of the best fantasy series I've ever read. But anyway, one of the first lines of one of the first of the, I believe the 4th book, is he says it rained toads the day the White Council came to town, and then he goes there to investigate whether these toads are real, because he's not sure whether they're real toads or they're someone conjured them up by magic. And if someone conjured them up by magic, they're fake and they'll go away. But if they're real, then someone has messed with the fabric of reality. And that's what that would mean, right? And so he picks one up, and they get attacked, and he's fighting, and he still has his toad in his hand while they're fighting. And then after the fight, he drops the toad, and he goes, "They're real." And his friend, he goes, "How do you know?" And he's like, "He's shit in my hand." But I don't know, for some reason it reminded me of that falling toad scene in that book. And it also reminded me a lot of Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. That movie was very it was way more intense than a children's movie should have been. Just like
the book, because
no, I didn't.
Way different from the movie. Like I would say they're 2 totally different species of things. But yeah, you should check out the book. Your kid would love it. So.
Yeah, Disney did. I think he's seen the movie. But yeah, I'll check out the book for sure. Disney and Pixar, and they just ruin everything. All the grim fairy tales, everything. Let's hope they don't ruin Deadpool is all I can ask. Just don't ruin Deadpool. Please don't ruin Deadpool. That's all we can ask, right? I don't know what the heck this comment is, but guarantee. All right, I'll read that and get back to you later. I apologize. No, but yeah, no, it was incredibly intense, and it much like Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, where it's like this funny thing, like it's just styrofoam or it's just food or whatever, but like you made it so fucking intense. You made it like I'm on the fucking edge of my this is the apocalypse, like shit's going down, like the alien invasion apocalypse, and have you ever seen? Have you ever
some I think because I was in high school when 9/11 happened. I took some of that sort of terror of you don't understand what's happening, and I infused that. I didn't want it to be some sort of metaphor for that, but I did take that fear and put it into the story, sort of and imbued it with that. And
see, and sometimes sometimes that's the best way to make a commentary on something, is not directly, is overtly, is or over, it's the best. Sometimes the best way is, and that's the thing I love the most about fantasy. And like one of the reasons the Dresden Files is my favorite is because he teaches you a lot of life lessons, or talks about a lot of important life lessons. And within this big fantasy series, you'll find a self-help book, because his magic is so tied to his emotions and what's going on in his life. And so that just plays such a big, and it's narrated from first person, so it just plays such a big part in that. And so sometimes the best way to make a commentary on real life is to do it in a fantastical, absurdist kind of way. It's sometimes it's the most effective.
Yeah, sometimes absurdity is very effective, because a world can feel a little absurd sometimes.
Oh yeah, sometimes it feels like these fantasy books that I read. By the way, that's my favorite. Sci-fi and fantasy is my favorite genre, if you couldn't tell. But sometimes it feels like they're more real than what's going on in real life. Like giant murder hornets. What the fuck? What the world shut down for 4 years? What the fuck? Like,
I mean, and nothing in that middle part where I talk about all the strange things that had fallen from the sky. I mean, all of that's real. Chickens defeathered, that's real. Cows, hail with frogs that later become animate. Supposedly that's
they
happened.
get sucked up in tornadoes, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Frozen, dropped, somehow survive. I wouldn't see that.
Oh, one more thing before I bring these other artists up here. I really, really like the word interloper. And I liked your description of when the Packing Peanuts came out, the colorful oily river. Those are two of my things that I wrote down immediately as pinpoints. Interloper, such a great fucking word. Such a great word. And it makes it so intense. The interloper.
Did you ever read? I can't remember who wrote it, but it stuck with me. One of the stories I read early on as a child, that were actually probably for an adult, was called The Interlopers. It's about two guys. I think they're trying to take a guy's body across the tundra, and then they're attacked by wolves, and the wolves are the interlopers, and that's where I learned that word. And actually, this version of the story, I think I spent most of my years cutting out the big words that I used in it, so I've become a more simpler writer since I published this and had this published.
I've done that. You don't want to. You be careful with that, because you don't want to get rid of your large vocabulary completely. But I used to have. And I mean, I guess I still have the vocabulary, but in my writing, I used to have such a strong vocabulary that it ended up sounding Shakespearean when I didn't mean it to. You know what I mean? Because I was just using so many large, big intellectual words. And yeah, I've done that a lot, is gone back and cut a lot of that out, because I got some advice where it's where someone said that I don't need to flex my vocabulary muscle, because it detracts from the meaning of the actual piece sometimes. But yeah,
it certainly can. It depends on the piece. Now my book, Descriptions of Heaven, it's narrated by a linguist, and he's his wife is dying of cancer, and he's sort of using language to hide his grief that he has, and his internal pain. It sort of depends on the piece how you want.
Right. And that's a fair point, because honestly, I would not tell my man Caleb over here to cut a bit of his vocabulary, dude. His vocabulary is insane.
Right. It's work. Exactly.
Dude's a walking dictionary. Yeah. Anyway, speaking of them, I'm gonna bring them up and see what they thought of your story. Caleb, why don't you go first?
Look, so I just got back to the stream 5 minutes ago.
Be good.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I came in at the well, not like 5 minutes ago. That's exaggerated, but like I came in
No,
at the very end, and I couldn't really put anything together. But I'm gonna go back and watch this episode and hear it for sure.
No worries. I got to bounce early myself, so I understand.
I got two of them.
Yeah.
That
Skedaddle.
story had me so fucking confused in the best way possible. One of my questions was kind of already answered in between your guys' conversation. I was going to ask if it was a metaphor for war, because the way that you turned these styrofoam buckets into fucking missiles, like, it just blows my mind. I wish that I had the rating capabilities of most of you people on here. It's crazy.
Yeah, well, all I can draw is a stick figure, so you know.
Yeah, I wish
We're-
I'm great in pictogram, because as soon as that gets to me, it becomes something totally else that doesn't look like anything in real life. But I mean,
Nobody can guess what it
ability.
is. Yeah, try to draw a cow. It ends up looking like a fucking Prius.
And I know it's practice. Like, this didn't come out of nothing. 2011, I was graduating with my degree in English. So I'd had some practice writing at that point by the time I wrote this. So that's the thing. It's not an talent necessarily. It's whatever innate talent you have as an artist needs to be matured through practice.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
definitely.
it does take talent to do that, but it also takes an insane amount of imagination that no amount of talent can put into words to be able to turn styrofoam buckets into rockets. Like,
A bucket of styrofoam, all from a bucket of styrofoam. Exo, what you think?
the frogs in
Oh,
the
I'm sorry. Sorry,
the
no, go ahead.
frogs in the hail. The frogs in the hail, was that a metaphor or anything, or did you just want to be wacky?
Well, I mean, it's a thing that has happened with tornadoes. I was just taking real life and sort of comparing, contrasting, and I don't know. Like, I mean, I needed to put something down in this 3 hours for one, so it's kind of hard for me to say
phenomenal.
if there was any metaphor with that. I don't think that. I don't think so. I think I wanted to create a sense of like. I think one of the original words I used was chagrin, embarrassment versus the total fear of the buckets.
Yeah, the fear was definitely like a main factor in that whole piece.
Oh,
It was like, yeah, it had me and Brandon looking like we'll give each other little looks when people are performing. Like we had each other like wide eyed, like what's gonna happen next? What's gonna happen next? I don't know. Real quick, you want to turn your camera on? Just I don't know. I wanted to introduce you. You are gonna be leaving in a minute, but this is my producer Brandon. The one we've been speaking about. So let's see it all. I just wanted to introduce you, and I'm sure you'll be back on again, and you'll see him again. But yeah, dude, it's been great having you. Exo, did you want to chime in at all on his piece?
So I'm saying I'm about to say a lot about myself. So I'm also a writer as well. I do a lot. My lady, she's a writer. I'm pretty sure Miss Paula Shakespeare is still on, and she's one of the best I know. So listening to you, a 3-hour story that you had to hurry up and come up with is pretty fucking good. I'm not gonna lie. When you was talking about the frog and the hell, it made me think about with the plagues. Like one of the plagues, like the locusts and stuff. That's the first thing that popped up in my head. And it made me think about Chancey with a cloud Cloudy with a chance of meatballs. I could never say that shit outright. But yes, I am a fan of fiction. I do love sci-fi. So it was good. It was very creative. I enjoyed it.
Thank you.
Yeah, man, that was great. That was awesome. Thanks for reading that for us, and thanks for being here. I know you got to get out of here. Skedaddle, you trying to say?
I was just saying, like, thank you for being here.
Yeah,
That was phenomenal.
No, that was awesome. That was awesome. We
all so much for having me. I appreciate it. I will be back, and I'll finish listening to the stream later.
All right, cool. Thanks.
All right,
Nice
thank
having you. Peace
Bye.
out. All right, guys. That brings us to Mr. EXO here. Give me one moment. He goes by Exoskeleton. He's a graphic artist. He's an MC. He's a writer. He does pretty much everything, man. He 3D prints stuff. Like he's fucking like just down here in his lab, like Tony Stark, just making all sorts of crazy shit. You can follow him on Instagram at Red Design. That's RED_DESYGN. You can visit his website, Red Designs. That's REDDESYGNZ CRD.com. Sorry about that. And you can subscribe to him on YouTube at RED Design. That's R.E.D. Design, spelled the same way with the Y. I'm gonna play his flyer and get him up here. And he made his own flyer. He produced the beat, and I believe it's somebody else is rapping on it, and he produced the beat, is my understanding. And he made the whole flyer himself. So yeah, I'm gonna pop it up.
Mama back of the structure built by Aztecs and Mayans. Lions at your hero, these villains is left defiant. First years Medusa around my neck, watch who you eyeing. Can't move this unstoppable force, suckers stop trying. This is what it sound like, psychopaths when we sing. Oh my god, we kill them all. Murder beats when we link off. Praise the rebel king, they worship me like the sphinx. It's that 90 red, purple tape, matching my Cuban link. Meet the outcast, invaders sit here, the damage y'all. It's the spirit divisions, ghost scars on my handlebars. On track, I zone now in the state, the avatar. Man, I smash fraudulent group that's compared to Alacar. All I know is slaughter. You can hear it in my dialect, a surgeon with the lyrical. The way my lyrics dissect the rawness of my presence, make them jealous, but I digress. Prior Christ and flow from all this offer that I digest. Nothing shines brighter than my soul. I'm a walker, Jesus, peace, all platinum and gold. Nothing shines brighter than my soul. I'm a walker, Jesus, peace, all platinum and gold. Yo,
hold up. Is that you? Is
That's
that
me.
someone else? That is you?
No.
Okay, I fucked up. I completely fucked up. When you sent it to me originally, I thought you were saying that you produced it and someone else was rapping, but I wasn't sure. But then I listened to it earlier today and I was like, that kind of sounds like him now. And then I just listened and I was like, I wasn't sure. And then I just listened to it again. And I was like, no, that's I just heard him talk 2 seconds ago. That's definitely him.
Definitely
him. Yo, that was sick, dude.
Thank you. Like it's crazy that's why I was when I was talking to the gentleman about writing. I'm sitting back like, damn, I also write too. I just thought about that shit. Fuck. Yeah, I do a lot. That's cool though.
Dude, oh man, that was so fire. And you make the beat too?
I made the everything that you sing. The only thing that I didn't make was the intro. So the intro with my main logo, I didn't make that. A friend of mine, his name is Pendrag, he made that. But everything else that I did that you see, I made it.
Oh man, yo, that was fire. And is that song like available to like listen to?
So it is on YouTube. It's on YouTube.
Right.
It is a as it's illustrated, it is a rough draft. It's something that I had did, and I'm like, you know what? I'll just put it out randomly just to see what happens. Like I've been, like I said last time I was on here, I've been doing more art than music. I dabble, I mess around with it here and there, but I just been in my bag with being an artist. So the music it's not falling by the wayside. It's taking a break.
I mean that's kind of how I feel with like I said, I write like, you know, fantasy and fiction and stuff like that, but you know, I'm not letting it go. It's like you said, it's just taking a break. But yeah, man, especially with someone like you who does so many different things, like you gotta break it up a little bit. You gotta, you know, guys. Yeah, you do it all, man. That's crazy, yo. One of my like biggest fucking ambitions is to learn how to make beats. I would love to fucking learn how to make beats, man. That
I've been
shit.
doing that shit since 2000. Yep, since 2000.
How
Yep.
old are you?
Trust me, I do not look my age. I'm 41.
You're 41, but that's fucking. You were still like pretty fucking young. Like, hold up,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
20. I mean, that's 24 years. That's crazy. That is crazy.
I've
I
been
mean,
writing.
you
I've
are
been
younger
writing
than me.
rhymes.
Younger than me.
I've been writing rhymes since I was 12.
Shit, man, that's crazy. Yeah. I mean, I fucking see. I wrote I wrote some stuff. Like I mainly started writing stories when I was like 12 or whatever. And I listened to a lot of rap, but when I would write shit when I was 12, I knew it wasn't good. So I was like I kind of like gave up on it, which is like stupid in the long run, but then I mean I got back into it as a teenager, but like, you know, when I was a 12-year-old, like I was smart enough to know that it was dog shit, but not smart enough to come up with anything better. You know what I mean? Yeah, but you know, yeah, man, that's crazy commitment, and that's crazy fucking talent. And
Thank
you definitely mastered your craft, man. It says they say that it's like what 10,000 hours to master something, and that's 20. That's definitely more than 10,000 hours right
I
there.
wanted to say, look, I don't even consider myself a master. I'm just a person that decided to do it. That's all. Like that's trust me. There's people out there. I see that shit and I'm like, dang boy, that's great right there. But then I look at what I do. Like, you know what? No, I'm satisfied with what I do. You know,
Right.
people have ranges that they reach for and that they're comfortable with. You know, is anybody could be an overachiever, and you know that there's nothing wrong with that. But you, in order to actually move up higher or to evolve, be happy with what you can do. You know,
Right.
no one is great out the gate. Of course this is going to sound like shit. You just started. You don't know nothing.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everything
Yeah.
is going to be horrible in the beginning. But if you have a passion for it and you really want to enjoy doing the shit, as you keep going and progressing, you learn more about it, you're going to improve. So
Yeah, and I think that's some great advice and a great outlook on that. Yeah,
thank you.
one thing I did want to ask you. So you said you started in 2000, and it's 2024. So I'm sure you use like computer software and an app now. But in 2000, did you start off on an actual board?
So in 2000, me, my best friend who's like a brother to me, his name is Street Scott. We used this thing on the PlayStation 1 called the MTV Music Generator. Now, that's how I learned how to make beats. I used a fucking game on a PlayStation 1 called the MTV Music Generator. Anybody out there that's a fucking producer knew about this fucking MTV Music Generator. I still have some of the beats, old ass beats that I actually made off of that. And I'm listening like, damn, I was
Yo,
something back then.
this one MTV music generator. That is some fucking That's dope.
Yeah.
That is honestly the coolest fucking like start to a career I've ever fucking heard. I started on my little PlayStation. The thing was this big.
Yes. Oh, you saw that on the PSP? Yes.
No,
I
the little gray. No, the actual PS1. The actual
oh yeah,
PS1. Like,
oh my god, yes, it was
they weren't that
so
big. They're
fucking
like
small.
little dinky ass things. Yeah.
I fucking
Yeah.
loved it though. Had some good times on that shit. But yeah, that's how I
Yo.
started. That's how I started. And to be honest with you, I wasn't supposed to make beats. So everything that I'm doing now was literally by mistake. This shit is not like, oh, I just woke up, time to be a producer. No.
No,
My
yeah, no, you gotta.
brothers, they were supposed to do this shit. My best friend Street, he was supposed to do this shit. I was just supposed to be an MC like everybody else. Like who ended up making beats? I did. Who ended up doing music videos? I did. None of this shit was planned. It just something that just happened. And I just got good with it. That's all.
Yeah, dude, that's dope. And I mean, you're fucking. I don't know if I've seen any of your video. Are the ones that Shakespeare Polar Shakespeare she sent me? Are those by you?
Yeah,
Oh, okay, yeah, dude. You
yeah,
do great work with
yeah.
the
Thank
videos,
you,
dude. That
thank you,
shit's dope.
thank
That's
you,
just
thank you. I
dope.
appreciate it.
Well, what you gonna be doing for us tonight?
So, you know what? I'm actually going to do some love joints, some songs, some poems that I wrote. Um, I am a product of the mental illness tribe myself. I have ADHD, bipolar type 2, manic depression, all that fun shit. Okay, and there's nothing wrong with talking about it, but the best way to combat about that shit is to not talk about it and do something completely different and opposite. The more you talk about that, the more it becomes dominant in your life. You know, I've danced in the shadows
Fair.
myself. I didn't attempt suicide. I didn't, I was suicidal, all that shit. But I realized that I was missing out on a whole lot. And I'm enjoying it. And one of those enjoyable things is laying a lady down like an empire carpet. Sometimes that's kind of fun, dude. I'm just saying. Hey, like you can't be dark 24/7, my nigga. I'm just saying, like
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes you gotta do. Your
we
man's
can't
gotta
be
do what
emo
man's
all
gotta
the time,
do.
yo. Like, how many times is Ever Essence really gonna play? Like, wake me up inside, stop going to sleep. Like, like what you want me to do? So
Shit.
this is one of those moments where
Shit.
you get close up to the person that you love the most. I'm gonna spit some bars, and if some sparks fly off, log off and lay her
Let
down right.
Let's get saucy. Let's get saucy. What's this first one called?
Oh, so this one is going to be called you know what? We're gonna do it again.
Do it again. All right.
Yep.
Word. Let's go.
All right. It's been a long day. Let me give you a back rub. Make the scene erotic. Rose petals in the bathtub. I told her. Her skin complexion is the color of love. We started in the bed, then we end up on the rug. Your whole being is so varied. Whipped cream and strawberries, you could get it anyway. You won't top no missionary. I'm so turned on by your earth tone. I love it when you soft mode. She made the bath and body work. I love it when she puts it on. She's walking in my room with her t-shirt, no panties on. But scared in the low zone. She got me hypnotized. God damn, I gotta love Jones. All the noise make it play it loud to keep it on. And as the sunrise, she's staring in my eyes. She pulled me by my hand, whispered this in my ear. She said, "Do it again, do it again." And my cat wants to be jumping in. That happened.
Yo, that was dope. Saucy.
Thank
The fucking hey, listen, the pussy wants to get on the pussy action, all right?
Hey, there we go. Hey,
He was like,
that's
yo,
what
you
I'm
talking
talking about.
He's like, yo, you talking about pussy? You talking about
Oh, we talking about getting it. All right, she in there playing background. Like, oh, she hyping me up. Go ahead, daddy, kill that shit. Rip that shit, Lotto, rip it.
shit, yo, bro, you should connect. I'm gonna have him on. I believe he's on the 25th. You should connect with my man Pakram. His name is a acronym. It stands for proof that proof that a woman can raise a man. He's a fantastic poet, and he does like most of his stuff that he does is erotic poetry. And I'm not very into that stuff myself as a whole, but he does very interesting stuff with it, and he's really fucking good at it. I think he'd really like that piece, and I think he'd really like and enjoy that too.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that's
Sure. I'll have you guys on a show together at some point and hook you guys up. That'd be dope. Not like hook you guys up, but like, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, no,
Shit.
Trust me, I know exactly what you're trying to say. I'm with you.
I think Caleb might be taking care of his little one right now. Are you there, bro? Did you catch any of his
I got the whole man. I got the whole thing. I was just gone for a brief second. Bro. That was nice. That's cool. I wish I could write stuff that was like that was like that. I mean, I can get close to it, but like my brain doesn't operate off of that type of drive to be able to make a piece like that.
when it comes to, let me tell you, dude, everybody thinks that when it comes to writing and anything like that, like it's one of those things, it's instant. No. It takes a minute for real. But when you get that inspiration, you get a straight go for it and just attack it. One of the things that I always say, nothing good came from anything rushed. You really got to take your time with this shit. And Skedaddle, am I saying that right?
Yeah.
You get to contest to this as being an artist. When you're drawing and when you're sketching, you don't rush your lines. You take your time, make sure they're confident strokes. So it's the same thing with writing a verse or anything that you do. You have to take your time. Don't rush it. Try to streamline it as best you can, and trust me, once you do it like that, you'll be able to craft some dope shit.
That literate one I did, that took me 2 years before I got to some point I wanted to finish. That shit be. Go ahead, sorry, my bad.
And I was just gonna say, and just because you can't do it now doesn't mean you'll never be able to do it. So
There you go.
always keep trying different things.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Take a shot in the dark. Hope you make the shadows bleed.
I have a line similar to that.
love
A
that.
line.
Yo, I
That was
like
nice,
that,
bro. That was nice.
Yo.
I kind of want to put that
Ooh.
somewhere on my body.
Oh, bro, I could mix that in with a fucking like sword.
That was
and
the
a
whole prompt
stab
you
in the
just
dark
said, bro.
line. Yo, stab in the dark. Oh, that's a good fucking meta. Oh, bro, I like that. I'm gonna
So
fuck with
doesn't matter, no matter what you shoot at, as long as you hit something, you know you're doing good.
shit. Yeah, man. Yo, that's good advice. Yo, this man's coming out with fucking oodles of advice tonight. Listen to this man. He is wise. He is Gandalf. He is Dumbledore.
No, don't be stupid like me. That's the only reason I'm wise. I did a lot of dumb shit.
Hey, how are you ever supposed to find out if you don't fuck around a little bit?
If you're
Fuck,
not,
yes, the whole point is to fuck around and find out.
Fuck around. Exactly. Fuck yeah. That's exactly what I was just gonna say. Fuck around and find out. But I do want to
learn from your mistakes. You're making the wrong mistakes.
You just can't fuck around too hard, then you'll really find out.
one of the artists that's been on my show, his name is Robert Foster. He posted this thing on Facebook a couple weeks ago, and he was like, I'd much you saw it. He's like, I'd much rather find out and then fuck around, because the information that I find out will directly impact the manner in which I fuck around. And I like that one too, because like, yeah, you got to learn from your mistakes, but you also kind of got to be like prepared in which manner to fuck around in before you go into a situation too. So yeah.
This is true.
So were you EXO, were you drawing on like a tablet before you?
Good eye. Good goddamn eye. Yes, I was. Totally forgot to take this bad boy out. Good eye. Someone like, hey, somebody was drawing. Yes, I definitely was. I was working on something.
I
was wondering what the fuck that was.
It's the silk doesn't interact with the screen, so it doesn't make your hand draw on it, so it glides on like paper.
Like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That shit. This shit helps. Trust me.
Oh, I need one so bad.
It's a fucking game changer. I swear to you, I have an iPad 12. So
I currently I don't have like a drawing tablet anymore, but I used to have the iPad. I think it was just the Pro.
Yeah. I'm slowly getting back into doing, but I'm traditional.
Are you going to be showing any art pieces this time, or just poems?
You know what? Next time I jump on, I think I will share. So I don't share a lot of my art like that for. I mean, well, of course I share most of my shit on Facebook, but whenever I do stuff like this, it's always the lyrical side of me that comes out. So.
Yeah, no, I feel that, yeah. But yeah, no, it's with everything you do, man, it'd be great to get some of the other stuff that you do in here too. I mean, obviously we just got a beat, and I think last time you were on, you rapped to a beat that you made, right?
I did actually.
So,
This
but
hat
yeah.
that I
Yeah,
have
she
on,
went
I
hard.
made this.
Oh, you
I
made
remember
that?
that. That was
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah, I like the other hat you made too with the 3D printed fucking thing, but that's dope. That's pretty dope.
This.
Yeah.
Hey,
She's dope.
Oh, that is super dope. Oh,
I gotta
that's
turn that.
whoa.
I want to
Wait,
turn
do
that
you
into an
sell
album
that?
cover.
I am
he has
selling
an
these.
Oni up on there.
These are so
Come
these
here.
are made to order. Size hat, what color you may want, I may have. I will make it for you. Right now the price is 100, but soon they're gonna go back up to 200. Like when I tell you I made these by hand, like my 3D printers right there. I do everything like right here. So this one
Ooh.
and this one.
Oh
Ooh, I
shit,
fuck with the purple, bro.
yo.
Purple my favorite color.
That's
Yeah,
dope.
that's like my favorite one.
If I wasn't poor, I'd totally get one.
So
I feel that.
yeah, we do a lot of shit. But
No,
yeah, I mean,
that's sick.
like I said, right now I'm selling them. If you and service requires only. You want one? Just let me know.
Hell yeah, man. Well, thanks for sharing that piece with us. I'll catch you again in a minute for your second piece. I'm going to get us back to my man Caleb here. I don't know why I dropped him out. There we go. What's up, man? So you
The
said this
sky
next
is
one's a
blue.
little. The sky is blue. Right now it's black. Right now it's black for me.
Hey, no, it ain't. No, it ain't. Wait till the sun comes up.
Well, okay. I guess half of the Earth it's black and half of the Earth, whatever. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? So you said this next piece is different than literate. How so?
Emotion wise, it's not nothing that's necessarily hype. It's more of a you really gotta. There is a lot of metaphors, all right, that are very very obscure. All right, so it's not really made to make sense. But I'm schizophrenic, so it makes sense to me.
Like as obscure as my EAP line.
Worse. Like not even like because you fixed that. I never fixed this. I left it the way it was because I like it.
Did I fix it? Because you might have you left last week, but
I
think
watched that
you,
shit.
Yeah, nobody got it. Nobody fucking got it till I explained
That's
it to
crazy.
them.
That's crazy. But see, that's probably because they didn't read a lot of Edgar Allan Poe.
Listen, man, I wasn't expecting anybody to get that line. Was for me, okay? The line was just for me, and the few people who got it, and if you didn't get it, oh fucking well, you know.
It's okay. It's still gold. The ones who did get it were like, yes.
So right off the bat, the title of this one is much different. Violence. It's violence, yeah. Violence.
Yep.
So I mean, our man Randall over there said the last one was attacked, what made him feel attacked. So Randall, strap your seabelt in.
This one ain't gonna be like that one. This one ain't directed.
Is called Violence, and my man about to go off, and he's gonna make my fucking 32 bars that I got tonight look like fucking child's play. What do you want to bet? You already did with literate, but you know. All right, let's. I'm gonna get myself out of here, and I'll let you get to it, man.
Piece by piece by piece, rips by slits by me, felt fueled real by meals forget. Soak pale tears, create false peers, create searing pain once drops fall into cuts. You know the pain isn't pleasant. Silence is a lot to say, just listen. You'll understand its submission like its coils reptilian, scales and concealment. Why reveal its resentment if you already get trapped in its veil of sound? If you don't understand the complacement, then you can't understand my commitments. I plunder cruel vanity. My accessories are necessities. What makes me is my consistency, like Tourette's, tick, stick, and lick wounds till red fills and they bred cynical beings. Poetry at its finest. Find the meaning. If you're honest, you'll find the liars hiding behind acidic smiles, feeding your ear every sneer directed at you. Leer back and see the false advertisement. My advice? I'd say, tie your thoughts to a balloon until you read send and sent it. Once it pops, shit, a liar is bound to be found. The sounds of defiance to justify vile manners would simply be lost in the air. So, tear blank wounds and rape my tank as it blows knives meant for incision. Those deep cuts into that life I've been missing. Surgery emerging. Stitches to voodoo like witchcraft. You don't know what I could do to you. I'll rip limbs and sew your mouth shut. Silence. You would understand if you couldn't speak. You won't understand if you're able to look at yourself and be proud of that reflection in the mirror. You couldn't understand if you understand your direction, but I'm lost in affection. My path lost to the message, but you don't understand the message. The passage I left open, broke until I can clear the landfill, but still be broken with a fixed door. I asphyxiate histamines. I used to expel demons I used to think were great. Now I piss the fiends off and that scene changed. Locked in a cage, who knows which one is putting words to the page. Rage towards a subliminal taste that forced eyes locked in place at a screen. Life and its meaning meant for viewers to die with or without reason. It doesn't give a fuck to cause treason. It's not there for appeasement. Look at your recent hours and tell me if you can feel it as time seeps it. I breathe the oxygen I meant to breathe, but it's toxic. Look at my eyes and tell me you don't see it. I felt the pain of the insane, crane my neck to look crooked, because when it's straight, it seems life has a debt to repay, and I'm late for the payments. This hell in my head, I could paint it. Red to orange, black mysterious figures with wings and furious. If you're curious, don't ask. I won't spill a life you don't care about. And if you tell me you do, and you're the liars I talked about. The fire in my soul is what I sing about. If you can't understand, then you can't figure me out. You can't linger around and catch Easter eggs like common achievement. If you catch me vent, then you was meant to fucking hear it. Don't take it for granted. When I rap, I can't seem to complete. So I just go and go until I could correctly place it. And mutter hidden words till your brain becomes color segmented, demonically abbreviated and fixed to the pentagram cage, seeing the making, fake dreams that I'll make it. Trade my life into words on paper to confirm once I sign, I'll blow minds is equal to mine.
Whew, God damn. You're making me regret all my life choices right now, lyrically. Yeah. Sitting here going through, so literally while you're rapping, going through my fucking logs, what do I have that's as good as this? Nah, bro, but for real though, that shit was fucking, I loved, okay, a lot of your shit is very fast paced, very aggressive, and especially for a song named Violence, I felt that was honestly less aggressive than the first one. It was
That's the
aggressive, but
metaphor.
it had a measured, like almost calmer cadence. You got some love from your girlfriend coming in on the screen there. I hope you saw that. Yeah, no, the measured cadence you delivered it in was fantastic, and you're getting so, and you've been like when you and me kind of have our little like writing sessions when we talk on Messenger, you've been helping me with like my breath work and like just pausing, and you don't have to spit the whole thing at once. You can, and that piece really showed that you're like really working that muscle and getting used to that, because that's something I have a lot of trouble with too, is slowing it down, pausing, breathing, and you did it in such a great measured cadence. That was awesome.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you. No, the reason I named it Violence is because, I mean, look, let's be honest. Would you be more scared of the guy that's mad at you and aggressive coming at you with a knife, or the one walking towards you calmly with it strong?
Oof, yeah, it's always the quiet ones.
So that's why it's called Violence, and that's why the cadence is the way that it is. Because whenever I first performed it and wanted to do it, yeah, it was actually more aggressive. And then I thought about it, and what I would be most scared of is a guy coming at, like, if he's like running at me, you know, with a knife in his hand, I'll be more ready to fight that guy. You know what I mean?
But the Dexter that just ties you to the table and calmly cuts your cheek.
Yeah,
And then
fuck all that.
calmly explains to you all the things you've done wrong and shit. Like, yeah, no, that's a different kind of fucking. That's a different kind of like, you know, sadistic and like scary. And yeah, I definitely see where you're going for with that. And like, so that's like, I'm always talking about. I always bring like comic books into it somehow. My man Uno always brings Taylor Swift into it. I always fit comic books into it. It's just a part of the show now. It's comic books and Taylor Swift, people. This is what we've gotten to. Anyway, it reminds me of Batman, kind of, where he like, I was actually, I watched. Good job, Brandon. I watch animated shows, from the mid early 2000s, from when I was a kid. And there was this like one scene where they couldn't get this villain to talk, and then Batman just goes and whispers in his ear, and he just like starts panicking and tells him everything. And Superman, of course, has super hearing, and Wonder Woman's like, "What did he say?" And he's like, "You don't want to know." Like, and that's like the deadliest, like the, you know, scariest shit sometimes. Just like that like quiet like whisper, you know what I mean?
You get me going. I'd be like, dude, you need to get away from me.
Yo, for real.
You need to get the fuck back. Step away. Step off.
By the way, R.I.P. Kevin Conroy, the voice of Batman for over 30 years. He passed away in 2022, but he did 15 shows, 16 video games, and like 26 movies or something as the character of Batman, which is more than anyone to ever play the character. So he is my official Batman. He's the voice of the Arkham games, the animated series from the 90s, the Justice League, all of them. Any Batman show you can think of, it's probably him.
That
yeah.
sucks. I ain't watched a whole lot of Batman. You want to be honest? I mean, I like Batman. All right, I like him a lot more because I've just recently realized how he beats people, man. That dude is the smartest motherfucker ever in the entirety of ever.
Mm-hmm. He had my favorite fucking episode is there's an episode where somebody gets a hold of Batman's plans and they're able to take out the Justice League flawlessly because Batman has plans to eliminate each one of the Justice League if they go rogue. And they get mad at him at the end of the episode. And he's like, listen, if you guys can't see the potential danger of somebody with that much power not having a check and balance that can put them in check if they get out of hand, then you're stupid. Then you're fucking stupid. I don't want to be part of this team because anyone that powerful needs to have a check, you know. And then Superman comes up to him afterwards and he's like, what about you? Like, you didn't make a contingency plan for yourself? And he's like, I have a contingency plan. It's called the Justice League. Like that was such a like bro moment. It's like, I'm relying on you to put my ass down. Like you're my backup plan. But that's what I mean. It's just like, he knows that metaphorically the pen is mightier than the sword. Like that's what I love so much about like that particular character is just he beats people. He beats cosmic level beings with no powers because he's super fucking intelligent. Like the fact that he knows kung fu and has gadgets is just an added bonus. Like Bruce Wayne is just a genius, and that's how he fucking, you know what I mean? But anyway, this has turned into a comic book fucking rant now. We just going off on a tangent. We're gonna bring EXO dropped out of here. I'm not sure what happened. Hopefully
he said that he had an early night. He needed to hop off. He had an early night.
All right. Yeah, no problem. That's cool. Thanks for coming on, man. We'll catch you again next time. But Skedaddle, what'd you think?
So I'm gonna have to go back and like because what are the words? Your pieces are so intricate and like fast paced. And I already have an auditory processing disorder because of my ADHD. So it's like, but I always love your rhythm and how you can keep on beat without like a background song. That's always
If there was background to music to it, it would be fucked up. I can't stay on beat for nothing. Like I have to have somebody be in a studio with me making a beat as I'm like I have to sing it to them and they have to make a beat to it. I cannot sing
Yeah.
on key to any.
EXO's your man.
That is facts. I've been actually trying to get a hold of dude, but I mean I haven't
Yo, actually,
attempted to yet.
I know
But
actually a couple people I can hook you up with. You know, obviously prices vary depending on who it is and like what state they live in and how big they are and stuff like that. But
gotta be in Indiana.
yeah, man, well, I mean, dude, nowadays you can do a studio session digitally. I'm sure there's a way you can hook it up. But anyway, yeah, I actually know a
Oh.
couple people who make beats that I'll send you their things and I'll hook you up with shit. And they'll help you out.
Hey, look, I'm sorry that I have to leave you here by yourself, Skedaddle, but my daughter is still awake and I have to get her to bed.
All right, man, you're
No
good. You're good. It's
worries.
been great having you. I'm just.
I
We're
will
just
still
gonna
be watching the show though, so I'll see your art.
You're good, man. Yeah, we're just gonna have her
Alright.
show off her last piece, and I'm gonna do a quick 32 bars here.
I'm
Some practice
I'm
breath
watching.
work. Well,
I'm
yeah, some
watching.
practice breath work. My man Caleb has been teaching me. So, yeah, thanks for coming, man.
Yeah, y'all have a good one.
Peace. All right.
So
This
if it's
next
my
one-
last piece, I don't know if I should do Lava Lamp or Cloud9.
Okay. Well,
I'm
if you
gonna do
Cloud-
Cloud9.
okay. I was hoping you weren't gonna say that, but that's okay.
Oh, Why?
I meant to put it on and it didn't load. I don't know why. But that's okay. I'll just pop it up here real quick. Brandon handed me the master control. This is our master Justice League control remote that controls the space station.
There you
Oh, speaking of space station,
go.
fuck yeah, dude, we got an alien.
And let it smoke a pot.
Hey, okay, I see. Okay,
Because she's on. Because she's
we got
she's a
got
space
fat.
case.
We got
Space
fat
case.
joint. I don't know why we still have. Hold on, sorry.
Violence.
Yeah. So what? Sorry. First of all, what's this one called? Cloud9. I thought I had.
On Cloud9.
Yo, I loaded both of your other things up here. I don't know why Cloud9 didn't save. This is absolutely ridiculous. But anyway, tell us about it.
I think. So I will keep.
We only make quality content here, guys.
Yeah.
We only make quality content.
So I kind of just threw this one together because I hadn't drawn in like 2 weeks, but there's actually some backstory to this one as well. I recently got a therapist too, and we were talking about my art pieces and how it is very rare for me to draw the human species, and it's because I feel very alienated as a person. So I tend to draw alien women, and it's an epiphany that I didn't come to myself, and I'm like mad at myself that I didn't, because it makes so much sense.
Okay, you kind of did. You're the one who just told me about it, so I'm learning from.
But it's my therapist that brought it up.
Well, okay, but here's the thing. Your therapist's job is to make you notice things about yourself that you didn't like. That's literally her. Like that's what you get paid. Like, so I feel like, okay, so sometimes when I'm writing things in like certain lines or whatever, I'll write it and then I'll go back and read it and I'm like, holy shit, that has like three different. I could mean that three different ways. When I originally wrote it, I only meant it one way, and so that's kind of what like I attribute this to is kind of like the knowledge. Your spiritual artist self was, I feel like, was planning that all along, your subconscious, because your subconscious kind of like plans things that we're not conscious
No,
of.
we're not
Obviously.
aware of.
That's why it's subconscious, right? And so I think subconsciously you, at least in my case when I write, that's what I do is I'll end up doing these things that I didn't even mean to do, but they they come from such a deep place in my mind and my heart that's like there's nowhere else that it could have come from than my brain. So really,
And
all
you
the
take a step
therapists,
back and be
all
like,
the therapist, right? All the therapist did was like make you take a step back and see it. But yeah, I mean, I really like that analogy of just feeling, feeling lost in the world, and wanting to be on a different planet or in a different world. And man, just
and
fantastic
it's
work
such a
here.
weird feeling that very few can like genuinely relate to. I know I'm human, but I feel like I'm an extraterrestrial species that's gonna be like found out at some point.
Dude, you know what? I
Like
have that's
I
called
just
that's
don't
called
actually.
that's called imposter syndrome. And let me tell you, when I have the biggest imposter syndrome, especially in any public place. And I used to get it like really. I used to obviously go to high school every single day, and so throughout my whole teenage years, I had imposter syndrome, or I mean, through my whole childhood and
I
everything, I had
thought
imposter syndrome
imposter
almost
syndrome
every
is
day. I think,
okay.
and maybe I'm miss wording it.
You
I don't know. Maybe that's not
like
the right. That's not the right. There's the culture. Maybe culture shock is a better word, but that's not what I was kind of. I don't know. I thought I was using the right terminology. Anyway, somebody's gonna correct me, but what I was trying to say is there's the I've often feel like how the fuck did I get here? Like I don't believe, especially hosting a show. I don't feel like a podcast host. You know what I mean? I'm like, how is this
that's
me?
imposter syndrome.
I watch the episodes and I'm like, how is this me? I don't feel like I should be at my store. I don't feel like I should be an assistant manager, but like somehow I am. And that one's iffy because some people will agree that I don't deserve to be an assistant manager either. But anyway, that's besides the point. The point is that I feel like I feel like that a lot, where I just feel misplaced, where you're misplaced. I'm just not okay. Brandon looked it up for us. Good job, bro. This is top producer at its finest, looking shit up during the
What you're
podcast.
dealing with is
That's
imposter
where it's
syndrome.
imposter syndrome is an uncomfortable feeling of being qualified or incompetent, and it can affect anyone in any profession, characterized as self-doubt, undervaluing contributions, etc. Yeah, that's what I was saying. That's what I was saying. And that's what I feel like. I've often had that. And I love how you depicted it, especially with her just getting high in her socks. She's just floating. She's floating on cloud nine in her socks. Just
Yeah, no, same. Same.
See, that would have been a great one for last week. This is a this is a rollover from last week. She was supposed to be on the episode. It didn't end up working out, but this is the leftovers of our 420 episode right here. Cloud
Perfect.
9. Fantastic. So tell us a little bit about, like, is it color pencil again? Or is it?
All I have is colored pencil right now.
Oh yeah, you said that. I'm sorry.
No,
do you start at so you were saying how like color pencil is hard to erase and shit. I think I've asked you this probably before, but do you start out with a pencil drawing in case you fuck up? You do?
Yeah. And then I do the line art and then I color it. It's almost like having your own coloring book.
I like that. That's a good way to think about it too. Is like, I'm just making the outline and then it's just like fill it in
It's a color book.
Again, the thing I love the most about it is that it's 3D. It fucking pops out at you. Like, there is a clear foreground, midground, and background, and this cloud behind her is clearly you can clearly tell it's behind her a ways. And then this cloud that we're seeing in front of us, you can tell just how you can feel the puffiness of it. It's so 3D that you feel the puffiness of it. You know what I mean? And the way you were able, she's sitting on it too, and you can see where it's wrinkling like a chair would be, right where she's sitting. And that's it's so crazy because
I
like
feel like
you're getting this 2D
so-
image, but then when you look at it,
I feel like
Right,
the little
yeah.
details, like that puffiness of a cloud, is really what brings a piece together. Not the big parts of it, but like you really have to focus on the little stuff. That's what people focus on, especially with art pieces like this. They're taking a long time to look at it, and they could, like how you were able to pick that apart. If that wasn't there, it wouldn't look like she was sitting on the cloud. And not
Right.
many people like process how intricate being an artist really is, and how hard you really have to think about placement. And like it took me about half an hour just to figure out how to place her on the paper.
Hey, maybe I know why I can see it. Maybe it has something to do with my blue eyes.
Fuck off.
I'm just giving you shit. I'm just giving you shit about our shit earlier. I don't know.
Listen.
Maybe the retinas of my eyes are shaped. I don't know. That's more of an argument than what you were saying. She was saying. She was saying
No,
some.
because I fully read something somewhere that people with brown eyes have a higher alcohol tolerance than people with blue eyes.
Okay.
I saw that somewhere, and I
Clip
am
this.
standing by it.
Clip this.
Clip
this.
it right now.
Clip
Clip it. I'm
Oh, we're gonna settle this
Don't
once and for
clip
all.
it.
All right. Do people with brown eyes have a higher alcohol content? And 2, do people with blue eyes see art more clearly than other people? Settle this
Actually,
in the comments.
you technically are more light sensitive, so you would struggle to see it more. But to be fair,
I
I'm
don't like
light
you, I
sensitive
don't
without
like
the
you
blue
pulling
eyes.
science. I don't like you pulling science out here on my. Get your science off my show. We said what did we say? We said poetry, rap, music, stories, conversation. I didn't say nothing about no science. No, but I again like he was saying too, EXO, the shading, especially in her hair, again, you made it shiny, just like the like there's a ray of light hitting it, just like the octopus head. And again the transition from the purple and the blues into the white, like you were doing with the octopus, is awesome too.
Thank you.
Yeah, Brandon. So Brandon, sorry, here's Brandon. He says he likes. I'll hold on. He says he likes the antennas. Yeah, the way they pop out of her hair. Yeah.
Thank you.
It's so cool, like, in the way she's just sitting and she's just chilling.
Oh.
I muted you. I was trying to give you the mic and I fucking muted you. Here you go, bro. Here, I gave you the mic. Pass the mic, yo. Pass the mic.
But yeah, no, it's just I really like the way her antennas and her hair, like her hairline, like they just fit perfectly, and the way her eye kind of fall off her hair too a little bit. It's kind of like those subtle.
I was trying to get it like a elongated eye where it was kind of going upwards.
And it worked perfect. Like it's so cool. It's so sick. Like I really like that, and just the way she's just chilling and just vibing, just having a good time. She don't care, She has no care in the world.
She's not meant to be on this planet, and she don't give a fuck.
Says, did he miss the art? My man, it's right here.
Right there.
This is Cloud9.
Oh, sorry.
Cloud9.
Oh, I'm distracted. Oh, shit, wrong one.
Cloud9. This is. I mean, she described it as. You can just describe
that is a doobie. That is in fact a doobie.
Oh, it is a doobie. Yeah. But yeah, no, it's a great piece. It's a show piece, but it's also like connected to her personal feelings of detachment and imposter syndrome, which we found out I was correct about that terminology. It is So this piece
for
represents.
your situation, I'm not it's not a professional thing. Like it's not I'm not feeling like low self-worth. I just genuinely don't feel like I act human, that I look human, that I am like I'm just not a person.
Sorry, I gotta get my
I'm
mic
like,
back. I know I was quiet for a minute there. Could
to
you
put
hear
it
me
in
though?
like I could.
Okay.
To put it in like a funny sense, I'm like 3 cats in a trench coat. If those cats are
yo, I'm 3 cats in a trench coat. Yeah, that's funny. Yo, honestly, like I feel like Caleb would really like that fucking analogy too with
yeah,
just 3 cat. Yo, because like my man, he has so many different like personalities and just like personas and personalities are 2 different things, but he has them both, and he like just he stacks them on top of each other, and then puts a hat on him and a trench coat around, and then he's fucking.
I bet Caleb can actually relate heavily to the not feeling human thing.
Yeah, no,
Like,
and that's that's essentially what I was trying to say too. Is not just like I guess the way I made it seem is like a low sense of self-worth, but like I just meant like just feel like I can relate to the feeling of like just not like I being like I like literally the definition of a different breed. Like I am a different breed. Like I can't
and not in a
imagine
good way.
I can't
Like,
imagine anyone thinks about things the way I think about or like I'll come up with something and be like, yo, there's no way anybody else but me fucking thinks of this fucked up crazy shit that I just thought of. Like I like my like and I feel like artists, all artists
that's actually funny
are
because I was
like
recently diagnosed with schizoactive
fucking-
paranoia.
did
So that would
yeah
actually make
yeah
sense. Sorry, I was
yeah
replying to Caleb's comment.
yeah I saw his comment. I saw his I saw it. But yeah, no, I think that like especially Caleb, man, like what I was saying, he uses it so well. He uses it so well. And I think that like as an art, and I say this all the fucking time, as an artist, you gotta be a little fucking nuts. You gotta be like I'm gonna say now it's gonna be
You don't have any
what
creativity if you're
the
mentally
saying is
unwell.
now I'm creating a new saying. It's gonna be I'm 1 cat short of a trench coat. I'm one like my screws are not like my screws are loose. That's not the saying anymore. Or I'm one. What do people? What the fuck do people say? I'm one
I got a
something of
couple
a.
screws loose.
I'm one something of a handbasket, or one something of a. I'm one light bulb short of a fucking full Christmas tree. I don't fucking know. But anyway, yeah.
I know what you're trying to say. I just can't remember the thing.
The new saying is gonna now the new saying is I am 1 cat full. I am 1 cat. Wait, what the fuck did I just say? See,
I'm 1 cat short of a trench coat.
1 cat short of a trench. Thank you. See, it's I can't even
It's
see. That's
delayed.
because I'm one. Yeah, it's because I'm 1 cat short of a trench coat. I can't even fucking. This cat just ran over here.
It should be I'm 1 cat short in my trench coat.
That's true because you're still wearing it.
You're fucking. You guys are.
Wearing a trench coat, you're just one short from being like.
All right, guys. All right. Quality content, guys. This is all we make here. This is all we make here. This is all we make. Quality content.
Oh my
Oh
God.
man. Yo, but yeah, thank you for sharing that with us.
No, bro.
Before I know that like I could just send it to you in Messenger, but this way everybody else gets to see it too. And I already showed it once on the show, but did I ever show you the artwork that I created for my Speaking to Demons piece?
You did not. Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I didn't full transparency, I didn't draw it. What I did get though was a very like pale outline. I added all the color, all the fucking like all digitally, of course. But I added all the color, all the shading, like his the way his like his shadow and the street. I added that like it was the outline of a man walking on a street, and then with a tree, and I added the rest. If that makes any sense.
That's awesome. That makes perfect sense. That is awesome.
But yeah, that's that. Oh yeah, he has it for his phone background. Yeah. But I'm gonna be recording that soon. As soon as I get time, hopefully, in the next couple days. Well, I've started recording like bits and pieces of it, but like I don't even know if I want those. Like those vocals are kind of like raspy. I might fucking scrap those. Anyway, I'm working on that, and it's gonna be recorded, put out on YouTube. So everybody stay tuned for that. And with that being said, my mouth is super dry, and now I have to rap. So here goes nothing.
Oh, okay. Oh, wait.
But yeah, no. I'm gonna wrap us up. Get it? No, that was stupid. Anyway, that was me talking to my fucking alter ego that thinks of stupid dad jokes. Anyway, this piece, this bit is quick. It's about 32 bars, which is about 2 minutes. And it's called Angels in the Dark. And yeah, I don't really have anything else to say about it. So here it goes. If you look, you can see there's a fire that smolders and burns in my eyes, but I'm not really sure how this flame came and blazed in my life. It must have been something that came rain from the sky. It must have been something that came from on high. It must have been angels disguised as the light that came to the bed I was laying at night and gave me the strength that I needed to fight all these demons inside. I haven't been sleeping at night, so I needed to write, because it's easy to type all these feelings I hide. When there's too much on my mind, I'm not speaking it right. Because these mental diseases of mine, they put me in a bind till I scream and I cry. But I think that it's just what I needed to try to fix all the pieces that are broken and beaten and thrown to the side. Well, I've reached new heights. But I just want my name in them lights. I just want my piece of the pie. I just want to be like the angels who reach down on me from the sky and reach out to these people with rhythm and rhyme. I just want to reach to the peak, and if you could just peek in my mind, you see all the reasons to why the genius in me keeps on feeding off pieces of demons, because that's how it has learned to survive. But I scream at the reaper to die, while I speak tongue-in-cheek about demise. Jesus, please take the wheel from my hands when I drive, because the angel of death stuck along for the ride. I just hope that the evil leaks out in these lines. I just want to leave all the lies and the cheating behind, but the demons keep creeping right into my dreams while I'm trying to sleep and ripping at me with their teeth till I'm eaten alive. And I don't know why there's such darkness in life. It falls over my eyes, always making me blind. And as hard as I try to not see the dark side, it gets harder and harder the harder I try. This resentment I harbor, I'm holding on tight. And I gambled and bartered my soul and my heart. Well, it tore me apart. So now I just wish I would die. Man, I wish that those angels had taught me to fly. I would change both my name and my face, and I'd fly far away to a happier place where I'm no longer faced with resentment or hate or the guilt and the shame in my life. And that is Angels in the Dark.
Fire.
What'd you think?
Fire.
Word. Yeah.
You perfectly encapsulate mental illness. Every rap you do.
Well, yeah, that's part of being one cat short of a
one cat short of a
yeah. 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 I'm fucking I mean, it's like the biggest part of what I do. It's the biggest part of what I do, you know. But that piece, I wrote that like a while ago, and I believe it was like a verse for a duet or something that I did with Caleb or my brother or something. But it's a good 32 bars, so it can stand by itself. And I mean, it's for when I wrote it, it was a lot more fast paced. And get that comment back up here. What did Caleb say? Because I was just gonna say something about him. He said, that's what I'm fucking talking about. Hell yeah, man. Cause I that piece for me tonight was about working on my breath work and my inflection on words. And if I do say so myself, I think that was, and I have read that piece like 10 times tonight, sent it to Caleb like 3 times. And that was probably my best rendition of it. not only tonight, but that I have personally heard myself do. But yeah, that piece was for me a lot about the performance tonight. But like, yeah, I mental health is a big part of what I do. And that's also where the inflection comes in is like, you can't just read something, especially when it has this much emotion. You have to
sound upset. You have to sound the passion out.
Right. You have to, you know what I mean? And here's the thing is I'm not acting. I'm not faking being. I'm just going into that place where those emotions take me in that moment. And I'm really genuinely feeling that emotion in that moment. You know what I mean? And then like, I've gotten good because I host a show of like snapping myself out of it and like, coming back and just whatever, having these conversations and stuff like that. I haven't always been like that though. Like sometimes like, especially when I do a really fucking like deep piece, like that wasn't really that deep for me. You know what I mean? Compared to a lot of the shit I do, but some shit like takes me a minute to fucking recover. But yeah, mostly, I appreciate you fucking Caleb's fucking feedback on that, man, because I think that it made the performance of it better.
Okay. I mean, I didn't hear it beforehand, but I imagine it did.
I'll have to send you which episode it is because I've done it on a past episode, but it sucked. It sucked. I know it sucked when I did it. So there's the reboot for you guys. Anyway, Caleb's saying goodnight.
Good night, Caleb.
With that being said, I am gonna end the show. Thank you guys so much for coming on. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, definitely. Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, man. Just keep doing what you're doing. Don't like, no matter whether you have a pencil or crayons or whatever the fuck you have, a piece of chalk. Don't stop drawing. Don't stop.
I know my favorite thing to do is go down to the
Everybody out there,
Domino's.
everybody came on the show, and everybody else who watches the show, don't stop doing your passion. Always look to the future because the rear view mirror is smaller than the windshield for a reason. And
I
that's
love the sign language.
is so much. He's doing sign language over there. What I'm trying to give a meaningful message. Listen, the rear view mirror is smaller than the fucking windshield for a reason because what's in front of you is so much more important than what's behind you. And that's said by my man Jelly Roll. So shout out to my man Jelly Roll. And thank you guys so much for coming on. Keep looking to the future. Keep following your passion. Keep learning sign language, and you can fucking teach it to Brandon because he doesn't know it clearly. I know a few, right? And my girlfriend always makes fun of me because the one that I always go to when I say I know sign language is I know tree. You do tree. That's tree. And then there's thank you, and then there's fuck you, and then there's just fuck you too. And
no, this is just fuck.
Now don't clip this. Don't clip me. No, but yeah, go do all the things that I just said a minute ago. Also, go follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Google, Amazon, iHeart, Pandora, Samsung, and anywhere else you find your podcast. Keep a lookout for Lostboys Presents Deep Cuts, 2 episodes getting recorded this week and hopefully coming out within the next 3 to 4 weeks. And also in the next 2 months, we will be having Lostboys Presents Lost in the Woods, hosted by yours truly, Dylan Lawler and Brandon Coombs, an outdoor adventure blog. So keep a lookout for that. And we out, ladies and gentlemen. See you next week at 9 p.m. Eastern, Saturday, 9 p.m. Eastern. Peace out, y'all.
Yo.